Hey, pups here. Today we're going to be updating our tier list for the Strawberry Mochi / Daifuku update. Now, I feel like my tier list in the past has been a little bit unclear, so I did change the labels. So right off the bat, there's a lot that we can put in breakdown. Pretty much all of your rare and common artifacts, with just a few exceptions that I'll go over in a minute, can just be broken down and turned into artifact fragments to get artifacts that you can actually use. This is our breakdown tier. And then going to okay if built, but don't invest, we're going to have these 3 rare artifacts. There are still some instances where they can find use, mostly in cases where you don't have a new or better artifact invested, because rares literally take no effort, you're just going to get them anyways. Do keep these in your inventory, but don't anticipate using them for very long. Cream Soda's artifact is also going in here because frankly it's just not that great. With a lot of the artifacts there's a lot of nuances to talk about. But these 4 artifacts are ones that you can 100% expect to be replaced. So moving up to situational or replaceable, these are artifacts that you can use and can actually be better depending on what game mode that you're playing, but in general they're not going to stick around very much. Here is going Forgotten Grimoire. Rockstar's artifact is going in here because even though it was reworked where there's no longer an RNG aspect, the buffs are just not that great. There are some modes where you could probably make use of the extra movement speed, such as in Labyrinth or on certain story modes, but in general this artifact is just not worth your precious resources as much as the others. Afternoon Tea is pretty good for one specific chamomile build, and sadly, I hate to say it because chamomile is one of my favorite cookies in the game, she's not really being used anywhere right now. So on top of the artifact just being used for one build, she as a cookie is just not being used. Same goes for Sting Durian's artifact. It's very good for one Sting Durian build, but outside of that you're probably never going to need or even see this artifact. And I wrestled with this decision for a little bit, but I'm also going to put Lemon Zest's artifact in here, because even though his artifact is pretty strong for him, I just think Aim Down Spice or even Sunset Pursuit are better matches, and it just really takes the value out of building his signature artifact whenever you have 2 other options that are very viable, if not better. So moving up to our next tier, a good bulk of our artifacts are going to go into this one. It's the artifact that is best for the cookie that they are designed for, but not very good for anyone else. And this is kind of to be expected because, you know, artifacts are meant to pair with the cookie that they come with. We're going to put Happy Memory in here. There we go. I would argue Happy Memory is a necessity for building Snow Globe. Like, if you don't have this artifact, don't even bother with her at all. I'm also going to put Extraordinary Origin in here. Forgotten Grimoire is actually a really good second for Candy Drop if you don't have her signature built. But if you do have her signature, you want to go with that. And there's Frost Rock's artifact. I'm really torn with this one because his artifact is honestly really good. And we'll get to this later, but I honestly think that Opportunity Strikes is better, even if fully built. This is one I will go ahead and let you know that you probably don't need to build unless you absolutely want to. Crushed Pepper is best for him because he's a shielder, but he's not an assist cookie, so he's unable to use the shielding artifacts of the other assist cookies. You either use his artifact or you're very, very limited on good options. No Turning Back, Ruminated Memories, Sunset Pursuit, Greenbell's artifact, Daifuku's artifact, and Honey Bear. Again, they are excellent artifacts, but they are tailored to their cookies kit. There aren't any other cookies that can fully utilize these artifacts. So moving up to the higher tiers, artifacts that are really good for multiple cookies. First off, I'm going to put Ice Mint and Basil Pesto's artifact in here. Whoop. There we go. The thing with these is I would recommend building one or the other, because the only real difference is one gives you regular attack and then one gives you elemental attack, and I'm not big brained enough with all the calculators to know, the technicality of which one is better. So honestly, either of these artifacts are good because they fill the same niche. Just pick one and stick to it. Leisurely Afternoon is coming up here. It is a very good artifact for all of your assist shielders. I will say it's probably not the best, especially with a cookie like Honey Bear, but it is a versatile artifact that if you want to save on resources, you can use it for multiple characters. Same with Blackberry's artifact. It can also be used by multiple characters. In some cases, it's probably not the best choice, but it is a really strong artifact to have for a few different cases. Oh yeah, and Plantain's artifact got lost in all those little pictures. I'm gonna put him in situational because there are some game modes, specifically single player game modes, where Plantain's artifact can really come in handy for your smash taggers. But more often than not, you're going to want to use Marbleberry's artifact. Speaking of which, we're coming up to the must-have tier, which is the SS, the ones that you can get a lot of profit out of. First of all, Opportunity Strikes. I cannot sing the praises of this artifact enough. It is for slash cookies, which is a good chunk of your DPS. And what makes it so good is that in addition to its passive, it's giving you 100% uptime on crit damage, and the only thing that changes is if your health is lower, you're getting double. For example, if you get a passive 40% crit damage and then you're below a certain threshold of health, all of a sudden you have 80% crit damage, and that is wild. It's led to some absolutely busted records. Of course, there's got to be something for our ranged cookies, and that is Aim Down Spice. You get buffs for basically just playing, like there's no tricks or whistles to it. The damage increases that you get, there's just no fighting it. Alright, it's good. And then you have Break Time Snack for your assist cookies. It gives you all kinds of buff amplification. If they provide any kind of buff, including healing, this artifact is going to make them so much more effective. And it gives a pretty nice basic attack buff too. Marbleberry is also coming up here for the smash taggers. Lastly, for our must-have, we are putting Going Beyond. Going Beyond is very good for multiplayer modes because it boosts the damage of everyone involved, and it's not locked behind a type, so like literally any cookie in the game can use this artifact. So yep, this is our updated artifact tier list for the Strawberry Daifuku update. I hope that this tier list is a lot more, comprehensible than the last one that I made. If you enjoy it, let me know. If there's anything I could do to make things more clear or that you would like explained, just let me know in the comments. Y'all have a blessed day and keep being awesome. See ya!